Hello and welcome, guys. Good. Can I get off the beat there? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening stuff, But Harry, it's a weird week, mate. We're all kind of a wee bit off our balance, I think, aren't we? I've not built any teams. I've only built training teams for this week, and we're a wee bit delayed as well. So apologies for that, guys. Huge technical difficulties, as you probably know. There's lots of podcasts and lots of shows going out everywhere. I was actually catching the release as it premiered out there on the interweb of the master guide, the masterclass under 21 Euro show on the Harry Trades YouTube channel. Link to that is in the description of this video, by the way. If you want to go and check it out, check out Harry's channel and see the video there. And yeah, it's been all battle stations back here, getting videos cut out and processed here, there, and everywhere, Harry boy. So finally, we're on live. I'll pass you the baton, as it were. But Harry, second time I've seen you this week. Absolute pleasure, mate. How are you holding out?
Yeah, I'm doing well, mate. Thank you for having me. Early morning for me, but yeah, like you said, we filmed I think it was a pretty good little video yesterday for the under 21 preview, which you obviously just mentioned then. So if you haven't checked it out, maybe do so after the stream. It is a big one. It's like an hour and 5 minutes long, but it's complete. And yeah, we tried to cover everything as thorough as possible. But yeah, man, I'm doing well.
Some golden boot picks, some player of the tournament kind of shouts, fixture analysis, all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah, no, I think we outdone ourselves, Quinny, to be fair. But no, it was fun. It was fun recording that and getting it out already. But yeah, no, it's a weird week, like you sort of alluded to there, in terms of, yeah, we're really now into sort of the summer season. Effectively, this is probably the first game week, isn't it? Realistically, where like there's just there's like the odd European game, but like there's no legit league in Europe playing right now. There's a playoff here and there. There's a Champions League final, of course. But other than that, there's kind of just, the summer teams and summer leagues to worry about. So, yeah, it's going to be weird. It's going to be shorter in the sense of like we're going to have less to talk about. But we've got a lot, like you mentioned to me before the stream. It looks like you've got a bit of lineup building to do. I've got a couple of lineups that'll be going out this weekend. I'm not fully satisfied on where they are yet. So we'll be going into them and kind of, chopping and changing where needed. But yeah, man, I'm just happy to be here.
Should be a good one, Harry boy. And yeah, it's going to be, I'm looking forward to it because there'll be a good session of the show where I will need to do some old school lineup building. I've not built any teams. I've got a few goalkeepers. I've got some real strategy problems this week. Do I attack thresholds? Do I attack leaderboards? So it should be good fun as we get into it. I'm just giving some shout outs on screen, of course, to everyone that is joining us live and loud. Sorare scouts and managers all over the place, Harry. They're getting excited about the stuff we've mentioned already, and there's going to be tons of other stuff I'm sure it's going to come up. Messi to Miami is a huge talk of the town moment as well. Nico dropped a big tweet yesterday, Sorare, expect lots of good stuff. And you might have missed this because I missed it until like an hour ago, but we're going to get a mystery jersey, signed mystery jersey club shop drop today. As well. So it's, it's all things are go at the moment. We're out and live on Twitter now. I've got on screen at the moment the patron saint of FC Barcelona, my Sorare club, and, huge follower of the stream, SR Monkey. He's already sent me a direct offer. We've got some cards to give away, and Monkey, the generous man that he is, by the way, if you don't go and give this guy a follow, SR Monkey, you're doing yourself out. But yeah, huge support from him. Thank you very much to that. So we've got 2 cards we can actually give away on the stream as well. Harry, we are actually live on YouTube at the moment. We might be live in some other places, maybe Twitch. We are live on YouTube, as mentioned, but we are also live on Twitter. So
yeah,
I'll show you them.
Yeah, we are. I'll show you them, and I'll show you
where to get is and all that good stuff. So we've got. There we go. This is so if you want to enter one of the cards, right? If you want to find this on my Twitter at Quinny3001, give it a like, a retweet, and drop a wee comment and let me know what you're looking forward to for this weekend. Is it actually anything to do with fantasy football, or is it in your club management? Because I think that's the main paradigm we're all wrestling with, Harry, because we're getting to deadlines and realizing, oh crap, I've not built any teams because we're all jumping down under 21 rabbit holes and Gold Cup creases and, all the other stuff that's going on. So one of the cards we'll do, there's already some action on that, so thanks very much, guys. Get involved with that. Like and retweet and comment, and we'll pull somebody at random. Make sure to follow me and Harry Trades, of course, while we're at it. And while I'm here, I'll just say me and Harry. Give Harry's, and then make sure you're following me and Harry. There we go. Make sure to drop a follow across both. and we'll give away one of the cards. Now, you're probably thinking already, as you're entering this on Twitter, what are the cards that we're getting given away? And they're two beauties, and they're very much always on some sort of theme. Monkey knows the channel, he knows me, he knows what I like, he knows what you guys like to receive as giveaways. And he's going to be giving us a Lewis Morgan, who we need to check if he's back in town. But he's actually fallen out of favour with me, Harry. He was recorded in the World Cup break as saying he's actually a Rangers fan. So he's, he's ruffled some feathers with the Celtic crowd. So I'm I'm glad I sold him. I'm glad I sold him a lot before I heard that, which was good. And then Albert Rusnak, by the way, who plays for the Seattle Sounders, of course, and great season to get Seattle Sounders cards with him last season, winning Champions League and all that good stuff as well. So we've got those two cards to give away. I don't know which one we'll give away to Twitter, and the other one we'll give it away into the YouTube live chat at some point towards the end of the stream, guys. So you've got plenty of time to enter the giveaways to support the content here. Like and get involved in the live chat, of course. Harry's channel is linked in the description. Obviously, you're here on mine anyway. Drop subscriptions and follows and likes and shares and retweets and all that good stuff. And we will be getting into the fixtures and all the normal stuff, Harry boy. I just wanted to get all that kind of housekeeping a wee bit, just kind of out the road. We've got a bunch of people trickling in already. And like I say, I'm trying my best to get all the fist bumps and all the welcomes out on screen because we've got lots of people getting ready for the weekend and all the different things that we're talking about. For you, Harry, how many teams could you maybe get lined out this week?
Actually, it's a weird. Yeah, I'm left with a weird situation this week where I've got like a surplus goalkeeper. I don't even have enough outfielders to play with. So I actually have a Cap 240 super and rare team going out, and then a under 23 rare pro team, and then I'm left with a rare goalkeeper that I don't really have the sort of the firepower, outfield to kind of complement it. So I'm in a weird position, but I'll take it. It's worse positions to be in for sure. But yeah, 3 teams for me. If I throw in maybe my MLS draft as well, we could call it 4. But that's kind of it for me. How are you looking?
Depending on your opinion on some of the goalkeepers, probably 2, maybe 3 at a push kind of thing. I'm not holding my breath. With a limited option, I've got a B220 punt. This is the way the NYC collection I've got is ran. But we've got a great shout here from Rico, man. I've put it out on screen and I'm away to dig it out eagerly because this sounds like it could be a bit of a giggle, if nothing else. But second division unique in this midweek, that rhymes, is apparently Rico Man says, check it out. So we have a podium of 3 people on 30 and 40 points and 140. I wonder what the prize pool is on this division, because if it is a podium payout, cash and cards, which most regions tend to be, that's not too shabby.
So what's this second division Europe unique? Wow.
One super rare.
That is nuts.
1 super rare for Dream Villain and 1 super rare for him. And this guy probably had 2, maybe 3. 2. Yeah, he had 2 guys. One of them was a captain.
Wow.
And
that's crazy.
How do we see the prize pools on this? It's a wee bit awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how you can
maybe show more. Show more and then prize pool. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, money on the podium.
My God, that is mental. That is crazy. What do you need for it though? 3 uniques, right? Technically, to even enter. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And they have to be from second division, don't they? They have to be second division. Yeah. Okay. It's tough. Yeah. It's not easy to get that out anyway, is it? To be fair, I know that the points are tiny, aren't they? But
that's not bad. 150 for third.
Yeah. That isn't bad at all.
Down here, it's way more competitive, eh?
Yeah.
Let's see second division super rare with that rocked in it. Yeah, way more competitive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nuts. Free money for those unique holders. Must be nice.
And I had this one from Liam King as well. I'll just throw this on the screen since it's here in the comment section. I'm top on one of the years, and I don't know how ambitious I want to be about trying to get top of any other ones at the moment. There's so much going on with Celtic at the moment, but no, I think I'm quite firmly rooted in. I don't think realistically there's a lot there that could be overtaking me. Between IAK, I don't think he'll go after any more Celtic cards to purposefully go and get me. And McBride, I think, is too far away, because even with this score I'm on at the moment, I've got like 6 cards that I've brought in over the last 3 weeks. So there's another 60 points on top when they all kind of age in, if you like. So I'm top of the original season, which I'm quite happy about. I've got some Champion Edition cards, which is cool. But I'm not mad. That didn't really motivate me to be number one on the leaderboard, but it is like a personal. I am happy to have a Celtic number one status somewhere, if you get me. So
I get
yeah,
it.
Charlie Dunbar halfway through the under-21 show before this stream came and interrupted the party. It's all well timestamped, this stream as well, Harry. We thought it was so comprehensive that there was some proper big sections in there. So if you do miss the show, you can always go back to it. And the tournament doesn't start for 2 weeks, so that's a video you can go back to time and time again. Good fun making it.
100%. The Sloth DK says, "Hey Quinny, get in the game category for Sorare to attract the Sorare audience." I'm guessing that's Twitch related. But yeah, maybe that's a bit of advice maybe for the next stream, Quinn Dog.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that. Does Sloth know how to do that?
It'll be in the thing when you're setting it all up at the beginning, I'm sure.
Yeah.
2 teams playing in Sorare Sevens tournament. You two playing. Oh, I think I'm down for that. I need to double check the dates and stuff. I think I've got some family
trips away. Yeah, I think it's the 30th. I do want to go, but I might have. It's either the 29th or the 30th of July. But yeah, I might have a preseason friendly myself, which could be a bit of a clash. And it's in Derby, so I don't know exactly if that makes logistical sense for me too much. It's like a 4-hour drive for me. But if I don't have a friendly, then I don't really have an excuse not to go. So that's kind of my stance on it.
People weren't too happy at that under 28 that Division 2 lineup anyway. But yeah, I actually put a video out. Iraola opinions. I actually put a video out on the Celtics Are Here yesterday on my thoughts and feelings on the Iraola one. Moderately, I think it would be a good appointment overall. But go and check the video out for sure. Top 3 for Hearts. Nice, Liam. Love to hear it, my man. Always nice being top collector of a club. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, see, for NYC as well. Like I'm actually more annoyed at the NYC one. Like I'm second, right, and I'm never going to be first because because the guy that's first is first owner number 1. That's his bag. So that is like insurmountable. Like it's impossible. He would need to sell it, So that kind of annoys me because my collection should be number 1 kind of, but it obviously isn't. And hats off to him. But that is what it is. So
yeah, and I guess his and yours will get more after the 90-day thing as well, or is that already like baked into the?
Yeah, I think I've got a couple of. I'm still on. You can't go by the 5% at this point, But yeah, I probably will break 1,000 points on. I got 4 cards off Pavel after this was announced, and then I had maybe 3 guys come in before the announcement. So yeah, there's maybe a couple of points still to trickle in, I would imagine. So yeah, but I'll never catch him. That's impossible now, So hey, that's what it is. But yeah, fun with collecting. Have you done anything with collecting before we get into the deadline-y stuff? Have you done anything with it yet?
I haven't gone balls deep as such, but I have sort of I've tried I've got to 2% on a couple of my I've got that Jesus Ferreira. I don't know whether you want me to share I'll share it just in case, but I won a Jesus Ferreira over a year ago, which just so be it was a jersey mint. So him alone was 70 points. I then had a Paxton Pomykal offer. I had the new season. I won it as a reward. Somebody wanted to trade me an older one, but it actually fitted in with my sort of older Ferreira. And then I was quite close to the 2%, and I ended up getting this Isaiah Parker in, who's a rookie, for £12, which then bumped me up to the 2%. So I've got no interest, if I'm being honest, trying to accumulate another 140 points to get to 3% on a Dallas collection, similar to the Forest collection I have. So I got a first owner Nico and a first owner Brennan. And then I bought a jersey mint Ryan Yates for £12. So that bumped me up to the 2%. There's a few other Nottingham Forest players I probably would get in. So I don't know if it's going to be able to get me to the 250, but I'm happy aiming for the 2%. I want to do the same for my Pedri that is a first owner as well. So I'm 1 player off doing that if we're counting the 90-day 10 points each for Garcia and Pedri. So yeah, I'm not I'll be honest, I'm just not interested in getting your 5% on cards. I do have it on my Welsh collection. Somehow I'm 66, which is not fun. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how you get a better. Well, okay, so everyone's on like a very similar score here. Fair enough.
I've
But yeah.
got so Mick, thank you very much for your generosity again. Mick was in the super chats the other day. I don't know what that setting is, Mick. I've got no idea what the glitch is, but if I can figure out how to do it, I'll be turning off for everyone, I think. I've got no idea, mate. If that is the case, we are live on Twitch and Twitter as well, mate, so you can definitely interact with... I'm not sure if you comment, like maybe... I wonder how Twitter comments would appear on this. Like I can see the Twitch ones as well, but you
Yeah,
know,
I don't
if
think you could
you
do
maybe
that
Twitch is
because
maybe...
yeah, Twitter doesn't have like a live chat
Yeah.
enabled. I don't
But I know with
think, but I
spaces,
could be wrong.
I know with spaces, see if you respond to like a space, that thread kind of becomes like a reply section in a weird way. I forget how it all kind of works, but I've noticed that before. But just I've seen this Twitter broadcast thing. It's obviously kind of new and we're just testing it out. But Mick, thank you
Yeah,
very
yeah.
much for your generosity. I know you probably regret spending that on that message, but thank you very much for the support. It does mean the world. Yeah, sorry about that setting. And I'll have a look at it. And as I say, everyone else better watch out if I figure out how to turn it on. Need to get an Acosta to finish it out. And Charlie Dunbar was saying he's second for Newcastle. We had some other ones talking about their collection statuses as well. RTG, I'm really sorry. I have been like kind of whirlwinded away with Ange Postecoglou's Celtic stuff and Sorare stuff and everything else. So I'm really sorry. I am like a week goal. I was having a joke. But like goalkeeper week has turned into a fortnight now. So I actually want to do another goalkeeper video or so with this Euro Under-21 thing just coming out. And then maybe we can wrap up goalkeeper week and we can follow on with everything. So like Tom, it'll be out rapid, but I'm sorry. It's just been mad busy. I've got Play Sharper ready to rock as well. And I think, Harry, where we always start when the stream gets busy and when we start getting into the meat and the bones of it, because I've not built any teams. We're 90 minutes away from the deadline.
Yeah.
And yeah, we need to see the matchup tabs. Now, MLS have been MIA on this already quite a lot. And I'm noticing straight away, Harry, MLS are just not factored into this at all, is it really?
I mean, they are, but yeah, not as much as we'd probably... I don't know. Maybe there's a bias involved in the sense, like, you know, we probably as a community follow the MLS closer than we do, let's say, the Ecuadorian league where LDU are at the top. I mean, they are there, you know, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's that. I don't know. Maybe there's not that many good matchups in the MLS this weekend. Obviously, I see Atlanta there, and I see New York and New England, and they kind of make sense to me on paper, and I can see why they would come up, you know, relatively high on this list. But yeah, I mean, a couple of these. I follow LDU because I have a unique from there, and they are a very decent team in that Ecuadorian league, so I can see why they're top of that. But like in terms of, you know, who they're up against, it's hard for me anyway to really, you know, give it like an analysis in that sense. So Man City, to be fair, come up as the next sort of best thing, I guess, if you want to start there. You know, we can kind of disregard the top four here. I know there's players for LDU on Sorare, like Alvarado's probably going to score 100 this weekend in the under-23s, which I'm looking forward to, obviously, as a non-owner. But yeah, the Champions League, Quinny, is probably where you'd want to start it, right?
It is indeed. And like I was saying this, like I've seen this on the Celtic podcast about later today on the Celtics Are Here, but for me, like I'm a borderline lifelong Man City fan at this point, right? And like for the last couple, since Pep's been in, right, being a Man City fan isn't the fun it used to be for me, if you get me. Like I support Celtic, so I'm used to seeing teams. I support a team that win trophies and stuff. And Man City were always the plucky wee, you know, Man City. I support them, you know, boo to Man United and all that kind of stuff, you know. And you know, especially since Pep's came in and stuff, it's really like, oh, somebody might get sold. You know, there's not really much drama around that at Man City. You know, they'll just buy somebody else, and Mancini's left as manager. Or like, you know, who really cares? You know, they're going to be fine. They're so well run now at this point. But the Champions League, this is, you know, obviously we had the final a few years ago, which was very bittersweet and all the rest of it. But my boyhood club, we won the Champions League in the 25th of May, 1967, against Inter Milan. And Man City, my kind of like adopted team, are in a Champions League final against Inter Milan. So it feels very poetic for me personally, like that this is what's going to go on. So I'm very much, I've got a full day off from life, as it were, for the Champions League final. I'll be in here. Maybe we'll do, I'm not going to do live for the game. I've got pals coming over and stuff, but maybe something will happen. Who knows? You know, all the stuff that Sorare-wise, before we even get to the actual football of it, stuff we were kind of alluding to in the intro, Harry, everything's on the up and up for me, you know, like I just, it's just party time. The sun is shining in Scotland, which is always a recipe for good times around the world. It feels like, when Scotland's sunny, everything seems to be great. This Man City team I don't know if it picks itself right, but the worry with Pep has been in semi-finals, particularly over 2 legs, and in the other final that we had, there's always the worry of the Pep roulette, the random, he tries to overthink it or whatever. But I think the form, the tactics, the rotation, going into this game, it really does paint the picture of the team he's going to play coming into this match, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think we can kind of disregard that sort of that trait, I guess, that Pep's been unfortunately sort of renowned for with his old roulette ways. And I can't see anything other than this lineup. I mean, I can see sort of Mahrez probably coming off the bench at some point, maybe for a Bernardo, but I don't really see where there's anything that I'm like he might start, he might not. Like, this seems like it's so settled at this point. Like, I mean, that's tough on Ake. I'm just looking at Ake not being in the starting 11, but I think he had a bit of an injury, right? I don't really know, because he was flying at one point. So I know Kanji's been great as well, to be fair. So, like, it's tough pickings there. Good problem to have, I guess. But yeah, this looks settled. And I mean, I was watching Sam Tai, shout out to Sam. He had that Tifo, was it Tifo debut or something? Like the
nice.
video when they do like the breakdown and stuff on Twitter. And I guess it's a YouTube video as well. So if you haven't checked that out, go on Sam Tai's Twitter. But yeah, he just gave a good breakdown of, how Inter are going to try and set up in terms of, what they are good at. And that is, off the ball. They're great out of possession. And they try and compact the sort of midfield. They'll have like what Sam was saying was they'll have like, their back three, and then they'll have their midfield three of Brozovic, Barella, and Çalhanoğlu as like two sort of threes in that sense. And they're just going to try and stop Man City, obviously, getting in between the lines in that sense. Because, Man City are not blessed with pace outside of Haaland, and we know what kind of runs he'll make.
And Walker.
But like on the wings, they've got no, like, I'm not saying Grealish is slow, but they're not like rapid wingers. They're more technical, come inside. Can we, and can we sort of interchange that way? So that's kind of, Inter's job is to stop Man City playing as best as they can. How long can you hold out this Man City team for is the issue. And then can they go break with Lautaro and Dzeko, basically, and their wing backs of Dumfries and DeMarco is probably going to be the strategy, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough, mate. I really don't. I mean, the odds are, massively stacked in Man City's favour, which I understand, but you just
Dzeko's got to score a goal in this game, doesn't he?
There's a few little omens. I mean, Dzeko, obviously ex-club. I don't know. It just depends how resolute this Inter team can be. We've seen them be very resolute up until the final, obviously beating their sort of, their rivals in AC and stuff in crazy fashion, to be fair. I don't know. I'd like to think Man City have way too much quality, and I'm sure we're going to see some massive green scores for these Man City's players on Sorare, despite the result in that sense, because I just can't see how they don't completely dominate possession, which is not a shock to think about,
Yeah, this feels like it's going to be a De Bruyne Haaland final for me. I think like they just are going to decide to win this at certain points. The quality of both of them have this, the link-up play between the two of them is brilliant. And Bernardo has been getting rightfully a lot of praise that he's been due. He's always, people have always known he's like the quiet magician,
100%.
Yeah, but he's really came on as has Gundogan. And news came to me earlier today. Gundogan seems to have signed with Barca. So I think he might be. But again, I think they'll be keeping all that under wraps until after the final. But that's the rumor mill spinning. So I think there's too many of these quality, experienced players in really good form, and everything else going into this. It should be Man City's, but it's a final. Anything could happen.
Yeah, I just it's a big deal for Man City. Obviously, well, it's a big deal for anyone being in the Champions League final, but more so City. This has kind of been the goal for a long time. And, they've come close-ish. They've come very close on other occasions. But this, those ones, though, it feels set up that it's just going to be too easy. But, finals just don't turn out like that, especially against Italian teams. I don't know, Weezermon saying the last time Inter Milan won a trophy, West Ham won as well, which is a funny little funny little omen there. But I don't know. It's an interesting one for sure. I mean, betting man, it's a Man City win, isn't it? It's hard to go against the grain because it just seems so sort of different in the sense of like both strategies are completely different. Both team qualities are completely different. Haaland in there, Champions League winner at like 22 potentially is. I mean, it could be massive for them and him.
Yeah, Haaland and Dzeko both to score. Sounds like fun to me. And I think looking at the matchups we've got here as well, it really does epitomise Joe Ducey's comment here, because 20 versus Sparta in a European playoff spot, it shouldn't be like the fifth best game. This should be a tight contest. Really on paper, shouldn't it? This isn't a one-sided game.
Yeah, I mean it was 1-1. It was 1-1 yesterday. They played yesterday and it was 1-1. So it's like it's clearly a closer game than maybe what the matchups tabs show. I don't know. I mean, it is a good fixture. 20 have gone on like a crazy run of wins and they do score very well historically and stuff. But yeah, I guess the data can't actually put into place that it's a playoff. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing doesn't really show up on paper in that sense. But yeah, it'll be close. I mean, it was 1-1 yesterday, like I said, and I can't see how we're going to see, much of that much of a different game. I think there was a penalty involved yesterday or something that was a bit dubious. For I can't remember who. I'm guessing it was Sparta won the pen. I'm not completely sure. Somebody in the chat can help me out with that. But I don't know how. I do know how this is so high on the rankings, but like this is one of those ones where you got to use your intuition and go, hang on a minute, maybe this is not like as good as we think it is in that sense, as far as matchups go. And I mean, below that, I guess the New England, we can kind of get into, the big talking point this week is obviously, Inter Miami and Messi, of course. But New England, at home, play the worst team in the league, if we're being honest right now, which for me probably should be a quite higher up in that, quite higher up in that rankings. But, it's the Carlos Heel show, obviously. And in that sense, I mean, there's not much around that you got to be worried about. Petrovic maybe as an under-23 keeper. There's not many out there yet minted, but, this could be this is a very good chance for him to get a clean sheet here, right?
Yeah, really strong defence players there as well. It's just how much AA are they likely to get? It's difficult to see. If any of you at home don't realise why it's funny, it's because the Revs are playing Messi's team, Inter Miami. But obviously they're Messi-less at the moment, And let's have a look at this team, right? Because you're basically just going to put Messi on for probably Joseph, I would imagine. So let's see. Robert Taylor, Ian Fay, David Ruiz, and Benjamin Cremache. These guys, particularly I'm going to say Robert Taylor and Ian Frey, I'm going to guess like 6 months ago could not have imagined they were going to be playing football with Messi.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I saw a tweet. I think it was the goalkeeper. I can't remember which one. Like, it wasn't Callan. Yeah, Marsman did like an interview. I don't know how true it was, but he's basically saying like nothing's ready. Stadium's not ready. Like nothing's ready for Messi. His kit's not ready. We got no number for him. He doesn't have a locker. I don't know. It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, I'm happy. I did tweet about a week and a half ago when into Miami. I might have to retweet that right now, just to give myself a bit of credit. But no, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm happy he's gone there in that sense over Saudi. I'm not a Messi owner, but it was nice to see the price spikes on him yesterday. And yeah, I do worry though, because they are a very bad team right now. They are going to get a new coach in, I believe. It's the old Atlanta United coach, I think. And yeah, whoever Messi brings with him, that can only be a good thing. But
the
yeah,
Argentinian
sure
coach.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure.
Tata.
Yeah, I saw that mentioned in the Discords I was in. So yeah, that could be interesting, to see their sort of rise. Yeah, they could have a good little
Joseph, Tata Martino, and Messi all at the same MLS
Benjamin
club. That would be wild.
Cremache fella. He's like 17. He's Argentinian himself. So okay. I can't see how
he definitely didn't imagine he was playing with Messi last week.
No, I know. Imagine that. So yeah, no, it's interesting. I hope they can rebuild what is like a potential sort of sleeping giant in the MLS in that sense, just in terms of locations, Beckhams, and all that sort of off-field stuff. Yep. Can they get the on-field stuff right? But this weekend, I can't see anything than a romping from the Heel United.
Yeah, like this midfield and backline doesn't fill me with any confidence against the, a Bruce Arena Rev team that we see here on screen. Bobby Wood, Heel, all these guys, Poster, solid guys at home, Petrovic and goals. That feels appropriately like a strong fixture for the game week if you've got Revs cards for sure. And then we've got Urawa away to Yokohama.
Yeah, they're my boys right now. They're my adopted J League team. That I'm sort of vertical stacking, thanks to Quinny's. I don't know, new word, I guess, in the old dictionary. But yeah, I mean, they've been really good this year since I think they won the AFC Champions League or something. They had a good little win in some sort of cup, I believe, about 2 months ago now, maybe a bit less. And just kind of kicked on ever since. They got really strong defenders. That Schultz is a beast. They've got a really strong backline and experienced goalkeeper. And they've just got some tricky players in those sort of half spaces on the wings and the 10 and stuff. That Ito's a really good player as well. He's 24. He's still under 23 eligible. They've just been winning games and keeping clean sheets, which is obviously the name of the game of football. And they do have a really good matchup this weekend against Yokohama, who are bottom of the league. They are away, but it does seem like a very good matchup on paper for sure.
Yeah. And go on for 2 seconds. I was just going to say, I see a lot of people jumping on the Nishikawa bandwagon these days. That goalkeeper that you've picked up and definitely bedded right into the Wonder Kid fraternity you've got there. He fits right in. Laird, by the way, great comment. That's it. He's getting his all told, guys. There's a bunch of here. Sorry, our scouts and managers, get the stream liked, guys. Come on. A lot of other great comments we can get on screen as well. But a lot of Harry are kind of circling around like under 23 goalkeepers and stuff. So we'll circle back to some of that stuff perhaps a little bit later on. So any of that stuff, hold it and bring it back onto us later. And lots of other stuff going around. But the Yokohama are always a team that I've looked at on the J League. They always seem to be bottom, but never get relegated. So I think this could be a pretty decent fixture based on all of that.
100%. And then Mineiro's in there. Obviously, I think they played midweek. Hulk and Co. And they play at home. I mean, I have a couple of Brazilian players or Brazilian league players, but I mean, the odds, they're basically even money. It's not, a guaranteed win in that sense. They're playing 11th in the league, Mineiro are 3rd. So it's a relatively good matchup, I assume, on paper. But it looks like they're going to rotate quite a bit here because Hulk's not on there unless he's the other one behind Eduardo Vargas. So I mean, Pavon's a decent player, and so is Paulinho. So and Zaccario as well. So they've still got firepower there, but it looks like they are rotating because, like I said, they did play midweek.
Yeah.
So is that as good of a fixture as it should be? Probably not. If we're going to take into consideration the Laird said Hulk suspended. To be fair, okay, fair enough. So maybe they're not. I mean, there's loads of 50-50s I'm seeing there, so there has to be rotations due, I guess. But thanks for the. Yeah, for the
solid team on paper, for cards like Pavone and Paulinho, like are good cards, and if they're starting to, if they do start to turn the nut a bit, obviously Bruno Fuchs has been right in amongst it, and then they're against the Red Bull outfit, who there's 2 cards in that team. It looks like so. Don't know if anyone's got any of them, but probably not a good week to play them.
Probably not. And below that, Corinthians, obviously another Brazilian league team. They got beat in the week against a Ecuadorian team, I think. Remember Jordi Asavar played in the MLS for Charlotte. He plays for that team that beat Corinthians midweek in the Copa Libertadores. So they'll want to obviously bounce back. Where they in the league? Oh, Corinthians aren't even doing well, are they? Jesus, Corinthians are 16th in the league. Poor start for them. So is that good of is that a decent who are they actually playing, Quinny? So they're 14th in the league. I mean, just a bottom half game, isn't it? I don't know how. I know it's Corinthians and we think they're probably better than what they are, but it shows that they're not that good if they're 16th in the league, right?
Home field advantage, I think, is maybe one of the difference makers in a game like that.
Yeah, maybe, but I'd much prefer. I mean, I don't want to skip over the other two, Yokohama and Ulsan, but the Atlanta against DC game seemed like a way better fixture, right? Surely you'd have that a bit higher. But Yokohama beat.
Already, sorry.
No, second in the league. I mean, they've had another good start to their season, and just a load of Sorare firepower here. Lopez and Albert. There's some big players here. Eduardo at the back. There's some sort of scary, like this is one of the lineups or like potential lineups that you're going to see an all-star rare pro / rare / all-stars super rare where like there's just a defensive stack that's going to score 200 and I don't know, it gets a bit. This is where all-star super rare and stuff scares me because there's these stacks are flying about and you have to be wary of if you don't own them, right?
Big time. Will we open Ulsan just before we get to Atlanta?
Yeah, why not? I think they've had a pretty settled 11, to be fair, Ulsan over the last couple of weeks and stuff. So, your So Young Woos and all those boys. That Valeri fella seems to come off the bench quite often and score. Who was it? Myung Sang. He was a bit of an under-23 beast over the last couple of seasons, but he seems to have gone off the boil a little bit. But top of the league, it probably is a decent fixture at home. But yeah, Juju and no mugs. Jeju, they're fourth in the league.
Yeah.
They'll go there fighting. I don't know. Nothing's really stood out for me apart from that New England fixture, sorry. I wouldn't really say I've seen anything that I'm like, wow. And the Yokohama one potentially. I'm not really too worried in that. I wouldn't be too worried, I guess. But this Atlanta fixture is it is decent. They did play midweek against LAFC. They drew 0-0. So that's something to, take into consideration in terms of rotations and stuff. But Atlanta have been pretty good, I think. I think Caleb Wiley didn't start midweek, so maybe he comes in this weekend. But yeah, pretty settled 11, realistically. Obviously, Guzan's back in. Leda, I'm sure, is buzzing with that. But DC have been like okay, if we're being honest. Seventh in their sort of region. Like they're no mugs this year where they were last year, if we're being honest. They've strengthened.
Yeah, but I still think like Atlanta at home could still boss a team like DC.
They can, of course they can.
Because DC will just let them attack for the whole time. And when you've got Almada, Araujo, Giacomakis running around the 18-yard box,
100%.
I think I think it probably will be too much. The XG on this is 2 for Atlanta, 1.3. DC probably do score with Guzan versus Benteke, Aston Villa teammates of old. I'm sure Benteke will score a goal or two. I don't think it'll be a one-way. It depends on what you're playing in this game. I think like some of these other games we've previewed, maybe the defense and the midfield are quite safe for a tidy match. This game feels like all the forwards involved are probably a decent shout.
Yeah, for sure. And to be fair though, DC have been okay away from home as far as I've seen in their sort of running. So I don't know. Atlanta are definitely capable of romping whoever. They beat. I know it's Inter Miami, but the last game they went out and beat Inter Miami away from home. They lost to Toronto away. To be fair, drew with Philly away, which is a big result. They are capable of like holding out these sort of powerhouse MLS teams, I guess, away from home in the way they're set up. But betting man Atlanta go out and win this game. Is it a clean sheet? Potentially not. But yeah, nonetheless, a good fixture for Atlanta. River Plate come up next, who played midweek. They won 2-0 against Fluminense, I think, which was a good win for them for the Copa Libertadores. Who are River actually playing? Were they 2 in their league? Is it Banfield?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they bottomish? Yeah, they're
26.
Yeah. So this is probably one of those ones where like it probably is a better fixture than what it is showing, I guess, because they're away from home. But some big under 23 players to look out for here: Beltran, Barco, some good guys. Obviously, the Amani Diaz / Perez stack is formidable, I guess, in the Champ Americas and even the globals. De La Cruz is in there, Ignacio Fernandez and Enzo Perez. There's some very decent sort of Sorare scorers in there on their day. And if it's a good fixture, like it seems like it is, albeit away, yeah, I'd be a bit worried for about the River stacks, I guess, this week.
Yeah. San Lorenzo. KC's next on. That's odd.
Yeah, they've changed things around a little bit this year. They like the last couple of games, they've been actually scoring goals, Quinny, which is, a shock to all, I guess, because for the first couple of games, I watched a couple of their first games and they were good to watch, but they just couldn't score goals. But recently, Shalloy's been amazing. Kinder's back in the team. I really rate that Eric Tommy guy. He's way too good for this league, I think, on his day. And yeah, they've got some really good players in there. I know the goalkeeper situation has been interesting. I don't know too much about their defense, but in terms of firepower up front, in the front like five, they've been a lot better. And home advantage and whatever. Austin are no mugs, but yeah, this does seem like a decent enough fixture for Kansas, definitely.
Yeah. Well, Dravisi been back in town. Fagundes, Rigoni, Zardes are definitely no mugs. It's just always with Austin, it's when you look at the defence and you see Alex Ring at centre back, and this Gallagher guy's good, but he definitely feels more like a winger than a fullback. He's quite an attacking guy. I've not seen much of Austin this year, so I don't know if that's changed, but that's just what I've seen. So, yeah, they're a wee bit disjointed, I suppose. Kansas are pretty good at home. With Pulido starting, they need two of that front three playing, Russell, Pulido, and Saloy. So if they've got two of them at home, they're always dangerous, aren't they?
100%. Pulido, like Germ says, is moving to Chivas, though, in the Mexican League. That's something to look out for. But I'm guessing he will play today. On the weekend. Next up is Orlando City, who I think got a decent win last week. I think I saw Facundo Torres score a penalty, I believe. They won like 2-1. But they play the Rapids at home. Home advantage again. They do have a lot of firepower in this team on the day. Cara and Angelo and Torres up front. Good midfield. Pereira, I really rate. It's a decent enough team. I like Jansen at the back. They've got the makings of a very good team, Orlando. I've watched them play in real life as well last year, and they were good to watch. I don't know too much about the Colorado team in the sense, like I know a couple of their players, Cabral and Bassett, and there's no stars here, if we're being honest, is there?
No, but they're all
really.
But they're all solid. You know what I mean? Like, they're all quality, like in their own wee way. They're all like 6 out of 10 guys. Like Cole Bassett. This Connor Ronan's get a great scoring makeup if you look at him. But the defenders have got form. Illich, is also a challenger guy normally. You mentioned Cabral already. And that Jonathan Lewis, I'm sure, has had some good scores in the past. So they're not absolute mugs, Colorado. But I think Orlando are just quite powerful, aren't they? Really,
Yeah, at home as well, for sure. I don't know. Again, just under even money as in terms of betting odds. Like, it's not an unbelievable fixture, but it is good enough, isn't it, at home to take a punt on, I guess, in terms of players. Grampus at home in the J League.
It's probably solid for clean sheets.
Yeah, that's Langruck's team, isn't it? Who they playing? Avispa. Where they? Mid-table. Yeah, you could probably argue that Fuji scored really well actually in the under 23s recently. That left centre half. So yeah, the sort of the stacks could be quite formidable. They're third in the league, Grampus. They're definitely on for a good season. Again, just under even money is a very similar fixture. Well, the bookies think it's a very similar fixture to the Orlando and Sporting Kansas City fixtures. So, but yeah, 49% clean sheets, pretty high, well, very high. So that could, like you said, clean sheet capable defense and goalkeeper there, definitely.
And I think probably the last one we'll look at here is Daegu, since we know there's a lot of Daegu fans in the house.
Yeah, there's not much outside of that. I mean, Vancouver, Cincinnati. Yeah, that probably is the end of St. Louis at home. There's a couple of decent MLS fixtures after that. But yeah, obviously Cecilia United. I watched a lot of their game midweek against John Book, as I have the John Book goalkeeper, and Daegu was shocked. Like, John Book is so much better than him. It was actually like embarrassing. I was watching the game live streamed, and it was insane how the difference in quality apart, like, other than sort of Cecilia, it was hard to watch. But since St. Louis have been good at home this year, so we can't really disregard that. I don't think as not a good fixture. Newell's Old Boys at home as well. They play Monday, but they have a really good fixture against Union de Santa Fe. I think they're really low in the league. Timbers at home to Dallas. I mean, yeah, there's nothing crazy to look out for here. Boca at home, but they played midweek, so you just never know what Boca you're going to get on the weekend. Salt Lake at home to your boys, New York. I don't know if you want to get that up. And then you got Seattle. Who is Seattle playing? Sorry, Quinny.
Seattle are away to Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, it's a tough.
Charlotte, I beg your pardon. Sorry.
Charlotte. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't mind this. I think Jordan Morris is back from what the manager said as well. I know he's not on that list there, but he is sort of cleared fit. Yeah, it's a strong enough, Ruud Diaz, a strong enough Seattle team to go and get a result away from home. Charlotte have not really clicked this year, really, but they are at home, so pressure will be on them. But yeah, what do you think about this fixture?
I think it'll just be a good one. Seattle, obviously, really strong squad, doing pretty well. And Charlotte Charlotte get good results. They're at home, So I just thought this was a pretty good fixture just to put on screen, just when I was scrolling through.
Pretty even in terms of odds. But I'd probably favour Seattle there personally, with just how frustrating Charlotte have been this season. LA away to Houston's probably a decent fixture. I know they're away, but Houston aren't great by any means. They're not terrible, but this is LAFC obviously, and played midweek like we mentioned against Atlanta. So be wary of rotations and whatever. But I've seen Opoku might be leaving. Cifuentes is going to your Whipping Boys Rangers. So yeah, there's definitely a few changes in the team. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is a decent fixture for LA personally.
I'm surprised Fiachenko is not starting because I don't see why. Both these guys are quite young. He's like I don't know. I would expect him to start this game. I don't know why you wouldn't play him against. I don't know. It's weird. So that surprises me. It gives me a headache for my teams. I need to build them.
Did he come on last game?
Yeah, he's been playing and stuff. I actually went and check. I seen that earlier, to be honest with you, that he wasn't in the predicted thing, and I went to go check this out. So I'll just show it on screen how I would think about this and try and maybe use my gut on it. But since he's signed and he's been in 45 minutes at home in a cup game, US Open Cup, and I believe he got a goal line clearance, by the way. And then on the bench, Texas Derby, whatever, cool. And then 12 minutes, get his feet wet against Vancouver away. 60 minutes against St. Louis away. Obviously, St. Louis are brilliant at home. And then 60 minutes from the start away to Chicago in a 4-1 win in the Cup. And when you look at the Cup team, can I share this now as well? Yeah, it's just going to change shape. It does look like a bit of a rotated team with some of the extra parts, right? But Sviatchenko and Herrera, Quinones, there was like a solid spine in the team, even though there was some rotation there, and they came off kind of together, Sviatchenko and this guy gets subbed off, and then Hector Herrera comes off after they get to 4-1. He comes off a wee bit later in the game. So I don't know. I'm surprised that he's not on to start. But I'm not really close to the team or anything, so I don't know. But the other two guys are young. They're not consistent. That Maciel guy seems to be injured once in a while, so that surprised me when I seen it.
And he seems like he's being used for those cup games, but they don't really seem to fancy him for the weekend games as much as I guess you'd like right now.
But he's only been there for a minute, He's only just came in.
Yeah, well, that's the reason. You can't just walk in. Do you know what I mean? You can't just walk into teams and start, swinging your dick about unless you're fucking Messi.
But after this run, I wouldn't expect this player to be benched in the next match. If I think this is a 31-year-old experienced defender that's been brought in, I would see this trend, and I would expect 90 minutes to become next, The
3-0 against St. Louis, I don't know how he played, but, if he started that game and come as a centre-back, if you're coming off at the 59th minute after a 3-0, I don't know, it don't look great, does it? If we're being honest.
Yeah.
That, I don't know if that, because that was the weekend game, if that makes sense. The other ones were cup. Yeah.
Foul.
2-1 foul.
Goals conceded.
Yeah, he did what he could, duels-wise, interceptions. Didn't really lose the ball the crazy amount. Lost the ball 9 times, but that's not terrible. I mean, it just seems like just a normal game for a defender that loses 3-0. It's nothing incredible that's gone on there. Realistically,
yeah, I think it would be Sviatchenko and Barlow. I can see that.
Yeah, that is interesting. Should we get into some of your lineup building?
Let's do yours first, Harry, because I'm still very much at the drawing board. So let's see what you've got.
No worries. Let's get mine. They don't pick themselves, but there's only so many sort of players I can put in places and whatever. But yeah, under 23 Red Pro first. I mean, yeah, if Brady, it looks like Brady is going to play this weekend after his sort of face injury, but this Kim Jong-un has a good fixture away from home, AAA fixture, which we have to take advantage of, I guess. A little bit low on defenders. Campbell looks to be benched, so I'm basically looking at Piton Super or Mabika Rare or Super. So it probably goes into, if I want to play 2 supers here, it probably has to be Mabika Super. 4 midfielders to choose from. I brought in this Mateu Choinier. I don't know if you pronounce it like that, but I'm going to go for it.
Sure.
Plays for Montreal, set piece taker. He actually scored back-to-back hundreds not too long ago, which was interesting. I paid like 60 quid for him. He is aging out though, but I mean, he hasn't been insane the last couple of games. He was rested on the weekend because they played a midweek game against Vancouver in like the Canadian Cup or whatever. They lost the game, to be fair. He got an assist, was kind of like the standout player for that game. But yeah, a couple of 20 AAs, but that sort of 200s there. I'm hoping he can replicate that at some point. But for 60 quid, I kind of couldn't really say no. I got rid of one of my. I can't even show you that. Yeah, sorry. This is the back-to-back hundreds. That happened at some point. But yeah, set piece taking midfielder, plays next to Wanyama. And obviously I'm a Wanyama holder now. So I'm a adopted Montreal fan with George Campbell as well. So yeah, he probably comes in for me. But Santi will be the first super to come in. Jesus Ferreira, AA fixture away to Portland. I don't love it, but it's just kind of good enough for me to play him because, he is Jesus. So then that kind of means that Mabika probably plays here. And then there's the sort of extra, I guess we have to bring in this Mateo fella as our extra mid. All decent fixtures, I'd say. The Mabika fixture, Nashville are decent, but, Toronto at home, and he's been really good recently. Really, really good since coming into that Toronto side. But yeah, my only sort of contemplation, I guess, Quinny, for the chat and maybe for you as well, is who to captain. Is it Ferreira away from home, or is it this Mateo fella at home? Set piece taker. Ferreira does take sets as well from one side, so let's not disregard him. But that's kind of my only contemplation with this team. So let's see what the chat get into for that. I don't think it matters too much. Jim says Jesus gets a shock rotation at some point, maybe after the midweek to Austin when Areola, Lejette, Pax come back. Yeah, I can see that happening, Jim, for sure. My heart
I think you have to captain Ferreira over this guy. This guy doesn't seem as... I know he's got double hundreds in there, and he's got 55 probably nailed on for a game like this at home at Minnesota. But without that decisive for him, which he's not got many of, I don't think he can come close to Ferreira with one decisive.
Yeah. But away from home is my only issue with Ferreira. Everyone's saying Jesus for the win. I mean, yeah, Jesus is the obvious one, but, debut for the boy into the gallery, maybe.
Well, let me show you this. This is your boy's home form. 67, 38, 100, 45, 52, 55. That's your boy's home form. So that's not too shabby, man. He's all right.
He's a set piece taking midfielder. Like, he's going to have good scores. Bouncy says Captain Chino. I don't know. We'll stick with Ferreira now. For now, sorry. We've only got two other teams to get into, and they literally pick themselves. So Cap 240 Super is obviously Nishikawa in goals. His L15 is creeping up to a place where I don't enjoy it being, but it is what it is. If we think Campbell's going to get benched, I have to go with my whipping boy right now, Vasco da Gama's Lucas Piton at 41. Two midfielders. I think I have to go with Varela and Wanyama, hoping the Wanyama comes in again. And Brian Aguirre is back from the Under-20 World Cup with Argentina. He played midweek. He scored, but it was disallowed for whatever reason. It was the winning goal as well, but they ended up going on to win anyway, 2-1. But yeah, he looks sort of set to play on Monday night, and then Varela played midweek as well, but he looks to play, be in the Boca side. So that's kind of the Cap 240 team. It comes in just under the 240 cap, which is nice. And then my Cap 240 rare team actually comes in on the dot, which is always fun. That. Yeah, it is nice. But so I got an option. Obviously, Brady's going to be the surplus goalkeeper this weekend. But we're going to go with Mabika rare and the Nishikawa rare. I'm basically forced to go with Ledesma. I know he's 94% down here, but he's like 50-50 on play sharper. I'm not convinced he starts. I think Talis Magno comes in personally. And then my two forwards, Kuroki, I actually sold his Super M in the midweek for like 0.2 ETH, which was a nice little sale for me. And then Veron, who killed me on the midweek. I brought him in to play midweek. He came off the bench for Argentinos, and yeah, I'm hoping he gets the nod this weekend. But if he doesn't, he doesn't. It is what it is, and that's kind of that's all I can really do. Quinny, I obviously have that Brady. I just got nowhere to put him, to be honest. Even I'll throw him in somewhere just for the sake of it. Sorry, Cap 270. I don't even have I don't have anything. I have nobody higher than
Cap 220,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
I could be fine then.
Yeah, 220. I don't even have a forward. Let's scrap that. I could
You
play
can
it.
play unlimited forwards, yeah.
Yeah, but those guys haven't seen football for like 10 years, I don't think.
Could you buy a wee limited forward for a tenner?
There's no point.
Have you,
All my
have you
other
got
players are
defense
going
and
to be
midfield
bench.
that works? Yeah, okay. Fair
Nah,
enough.
I got nothing that works if I'm being honest.
Fair play.
So yeah, 3 teams. I'm pretty happy with them though in terms of the quality that they kind of possess, and the goals obviously to hit both threshes, and then can we nick a card from under 23 pro? That's kind of my mantra, I guess, for this summer. That'll unless anything drastic changes, this is kind of what I've got going on. Obviously, we've got the Euros coming up, which will help me a little bit in terms of firepower. But that's kind of the summer for me. What are we looking at for you?
So everyone at home, feel free to join in with this one because I've not got a Scooby-Doo clue where to start. They almost certainly get Tanny on the bench. So I've only probably got Barraza, who should start. But again, you never know. Freeze might just pop up. And Sean John. So I've definitely got those two. And then I've got Barraza, who can play a 220 probably. And then I've maybe get enough limiteds to throw a throwaway team into something for some road to glory action potentially with Barbieri here. So probably 4 teams as a max. But the main conundrum I've got, Harry, probably the best way to do it is to maybe run through a team or so. But it's what divisions to play, really, to be honest with you. I've not got that many great options, but the options I have, like I'll have a winning team this week. This is the mantra of the channel, mantra of the club, but there's a winning team here. Where is it and what division does it belong in is kind of the song we sing. So Sean Johnson's probably my stick-on keeper. Being at home in Nashville isn't a great game, but he will play, so I think he's maybe the punt. I don't know. What do you think over Sean Johnson and Barraza? I don't know. But defense is where it gets dire quickly, mate, because if you look at the NYC predicted team, there only is Tavon Gray and Brian Kufri for defender cards expected to play in defense, so maybe Mattia Ilinic, he's on 45%, but the other guy, Turnbull, is on 55%, and he's not got a card, the little youth guy. So
he's actually 25, Stephen Turnbull, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I thought he was just a guy out the draft. I'd never even heard of him.
No, he was in their second team and he just managed to sort of jump up to their first, basically. But regardless, yeah, Kufri. I mean, I would go with Kufri personally, I think. Sorry, the cat's
the only other option I've got here is maybe Amundsen at Columbus Crew. Yeah, Amundsen at Columbus Crew is on to start as well. So I've got him and he's got a big multiplier thanks to my wee cheeky collection bonus. So the only real defense options I've got are definites, are Amundsen, Kufri. And now, actually, Kufri is on that, right? But wait till I show you this, Harry. Right? Wait till I show you this. Someone can tell me what I'm missing here, right?
He was suspended and they rescinded the suspension. I don't know whether.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Because it's like he gets sent off in the last game. How can he be playing?
Yeah. I watched the game. It was never a sending off ever.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so Kufri's nailed then.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
He's definitely back.
Okay, so Kufri and Amundsen are safe. Amundsen's away to Chicago. Don't know how you feel about that. And Sviatchenko, I feel he'll play. Tavon Gray will play as well. So, but we think Kufri's the best shout, eh?
All that Amundsen guy, but can you put another 2 supers elsewhere? Basically, is my question. In terms of
Well, let's find out.
That would be what I'm.
So in midfield, superwear wise, I've got Key, who's at home at Pohang, who are second. I don't think that's a good game. He got his assist and then came off, so I think he'll start again. It looks like his minutes have been managed for 2 games in quick succession. Wanyama, who you know about already. Acevedo appears to be injured in midfield. And otherwise in midfield, it's rare picks. I've got Gold, I've got Ladero, I've got everyone for NYC as well. Maxi Morales, is he on to start? That could be fun because I think they're playing a rubbish team. Let me go and check that. Argentina. And who's it he plays for again? Racing? Yeah. Yeah, he's 50-50. Oh, he's 50 and the other 2 guys are 30 and 20. So we Maxi, not for this team, but maybe on our team he could be useful. But yeah, so NYC guys, and then Ladero, Gold. Gold's at home to Cincinnati, who are top, and Ladero's away to Charlotte, who are really good at home, as we mentioned already. We've got Parks, we've got Santi Rod, I've got Alfredo Morelos, I've got Richie Ledesma, Hack.
Who's your forwards? Check your forwards first before we make
My forwards are Anderson Lopez at Yokohama, Gigi Giacomakis, Everaldo down in Brazil, who's playing 10th in the league, will start. Magno. And then O'Toole maybe plays left back if Kufri doesn't. And that's it, basically. That's all
You've
I've
got to
got.
go
So
Giacomakis here, haven't you?
yes, I would say so.
If you're doing that, then I would. I mean, I don't love the super rare Kufri as much as I'd like maybe going that Amundsen fella and then maybe going a super rare mid of some sort, whether that's key or probably is key, and then another rare midfielder, basically like a goal, somebody who can like smash. So like a goal, Deladero, potentially. I mean, Lopez's look? Well, I mean, Lopez's fixture is really good. If you fancy something like that, is kind of where I'd be looking. Or then if you mix it around and go Kufri super and then go like
Ooh.
gold rare, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So their data picked basically the team you obviously swapped Baraza as well.
Well,
We can do that.
so I'm
I don't mind
saying go
Baraza.
Kufri super and then go gold and Anderson Lopez rare, if that makes sense.
Ooh, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's the trick, isn't
Because
it?
then you've got like two rares there that could like smash. One of them being your captain. Obviously, if Giacomakis gets a DA, he's at like 90 or whatever. It's just if Kufri can fucking not shit the bed, basically, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
That's kind of the only worry. And then, yeah, that looks nice to me personally.
That could win, couldn't it?
It's got every chance. I mean, if Gold smashes 100 and fucking like Lopez scores 2 goals and like that's kind of what you need. And then, okay, and I didn't realize, yeah, you have the fucking New York stack as well, don't you, at defense? Okay, that looks a bit nicer than I forgot that you had Brazza then. Yeah, okay, now that looks, I don't think it gets much better than that personally. I don't know what the chat thinks, but the fact that you've got the NYC stack in defense, I know they're not great defensively, but let's just say they do get a clean sheet for whatever reason this weekend. That team goes on to do something really decent. Charlie says I'd go Lopez over Gold. I might agree with him there, to be fair. I do agree with you, actually. Just because Fixtures way better and, he's a forward. I know Gold's in and around things all the time in terms of creating, but, Lopez is probably going to stick the ball in the net, isn't he? And that helps your captain percentages for sure. So I would personally go at Lopez captain, keep Gold in there, hope for that New York clean sheet, and then Giacomakis goal, and then there's first in All-Star Rare Pro, basically. That's the route, isn't it? For being honest.
Well, you say that, right? But when we look at the game week, Harry, that team's only one card away from being an America team, for example. And
Fair.
as Charlie says there, maybe with some of the options, could it be a 220 super rare team? I don't know. 21 cards are paid out in this. I would probably be hoping to win it with the likes of Giacomakis in it. A tier 3 super rare with no money doesn't excite me. Let's see America Rare Pro. What does that look like? So I think I could be quite OP in that division. 381 entrants, 33 cards, payout only on podium, really. Nah, I'm not excited about that, are we? But yeah, so 81 cards, 1,200 entrants. Also a fair bag of money in the pro division. Yeah.
You've got to go Rare Pro, haven't you? Has to be.
We fancy our chances of that, don't we?
Yeah. Got to be done,
So
I
Baraza, 11.5%. Kufri we're taking. And then we're going into midfield for Key. We're taking Key? No, we're not taking Key. We're taking Gold in midfield. Giacomakis up top. And then Anderson Lopez.
Did you win Anderson Lopez? I'm guessing you did. Yeah. That's a nice little win.
Captain Gold. Awesome.
That's
I like that. I'm quite excited by that. Right. That sounds good to me. Okay. So now the problem comes, right? I've still got a couple of supers that are kind of halfway useful, right? And I've only we've only really got Sean Johnson left to play. Do I play All-Star Rare and go chasing the leaderboard, or do I go chasing 240, 50 quids and such?
It depends. It just depends on who you. Yeah, it depends on who you got outfield in terms of the L15s and stuff. I would say, but put that Amundsen in there for now.
Yeah,
I don't think
15, 51.
Yeah. Throw them in. You've got a lot of options
spoiled for choice.
Midfield. Yeah, Santi's the lowest sort of L15 that I think could like outperform, I'd say. And then you probably, sorry, the cat's bothering me.
Right.
Everaldo,
I like Magno.
I like Magno as well. I think he's going to play personally, but it depends if you want to spend 50 on that or Everaldo at 43, basically, is kind of how's he been scoring? Yeah, okay. I think there's more upside in Magno personally, just with the way that Bahia team is sort of performing, even though he's been in and out. Go Magno, show me how much what have you got left in terms of
I've been doing this in
spending
All-Star
power?
Rare, but it would be 50.
Ah, okay.
I'm basically at 200.
51. Okay, so you got like 49 or whatever. Yeah, so you could probably fit in Santi in that. Oh, you got Santi in, sorry. Okay.
Ladero's the boss pick here, right? We've got
I mean,
Maxi
yeah,
as well.
that's a decent all-star rare
Oh,
team. If you play Ladero in there, I don't know. You gotta go Ladero over Maxi, sorry.
yeah, I know. But I was just thinking about Caps there. He would fit a
Oh,
Cap
for
foot. This
Cap,
would,
yeah. Yeah, that would fit Cap. But it's quite punchy with Ladero in there. You massively, you need the New York boys to pop off, which is not something that they can't do, but that's kind of what you're hoping for
yeah.
there. I don't know.
It doesn't feel top
It's a decent
100s,
team.
does it?
I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't think it's terrible. No, I wouldn't even say. I wouldn't even. Yeah,
I don't think
I
that
don't
team
know.
would get top 100 in that division, but in this division, I think I could get top 100. I'd probably try this in Cap 240
We'll see. Yeah, see how it plans out in capped, and then.
because Magno's hardly nailed, to do anything, to be excited about.
But honestly, but when I watched him last week, he just completely he's just too good, man.
Fair.
He's just so good at football. But obviously, didn't start the game. But so what have you got? 41 points. Okay. Who can we spunk 41 points on? Justin Hack, he starts, doesn't he? I don't know. The problem is Ledesma and Magno's like a 50-50 call is your issue. I think Magno's going to play, and I'm a Ledesma owner myself, so that's kind of where I'm at on that. How's that Hack been scoring? I
Scored
can't
okay.
imagine. Yeah,
Scored kind of okay, but he's not like
all
a
you
big
needed
guy.
to do is outscore 39, basically. That's all you need. Yeah. Okay, so he's just come back into the side. I'm seeing here.
Because there's no centre backs, they're all injured and suspended and fucking everything else. So he's playing kind of centre back or defensive mid kind of thing. So is Alfredo Morelos. This guy, he's scored pretty well since he's been in the team.
Okay. Yeah, you might have to play him then. Does he fit? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he'd fit.
Yeah, you might have to throw him in, Quinny.
I like Maxi, but I like Maxi better. But he's decisive capable if he's playing in a front three against a bad team.
But you don't. I don't know. I think that's too risky.
Where's Argentina?
I don't know if you can trust that old fart.
I just like guys that can get decisives because I just think that I don't think those guys Hack and Morales could touch 70, whereas Maxi could just be.
Well, Morales basically is touching 60 with AA, isn't he? So I don't know.
So is Instituto they're playing? Yeah, they don't really score and they concede. I know Racing, but are not too much better off. But they just did beat Banfield 2-0. It's a tough one for the last spot, isn't it? I don't think that team will Ladero in it. I don't know that team in Ladero. I don't know. Could that? I don't think that gets top 100. So if we're to do 240, let's see what the computer would pick.
Yeah, I think you do have to do 240, but it's just what's the...
It would pick Everaldo, of course, because he's nailed to start.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think that's definitely the spine of the team, that we should be playing. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I've not been changing tabs with these. So yeah, Saka's not going to play. So I kind of get away from not playing Maxi in this team. But then what makes me sad about this is I don't get any XP on this team because it's XP'd out of his bloody eyeballs right now.
Yeah, that is a downside, I guess. The only reason why, not the only reason, but a reason why I think All-Star could make sense. I know Ladero doesn't fit into the XP chat, but the rest of the boys get it, and that's a big plus. I think if you are going to go into All-Star rare, sorry, because how much XP do they all actually get, Quinny? Like, what do they end on in that sense? I know they get their 5, but what plus the 5 is it?
Sean Johnson's on 13. Amundson's on 11.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Magno 11.5.
Santi 11.
Yeah, I mean it is nice, but XP doesn't matter unless they score well. Effectively, if we're being honest, they have to score well to sort of
15.5% on that.
And that goes to 35.5 if you're going to captain him, or if you whatever you choose to do. Jim says Cap 240 doesn't count. Yeah, Cap 240 doesn't. Charlie says Cap 270 gets you XP.
Yeah. Oh.
How does that look?
I
know the issue is obviously you're going to want to play Maxi Morales, who doesn't really gain you anything in terms of, like, he'd fit in 240, wouldn't he? That's the issue.
But could we play Ladero in this team? But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You would play Ladero instead of Maxi, I would. But obviously, he's on 9 himself, which is fucking more than fine. That would.
We could fit that into 270.
That's not a bad 270 side. You're only 16 away from the 270, mark. I think that's, you're not underselling yourself in putting that in there. I kind of don't mind that, mate, to be fair. That kind of excites me a bit more, I can't lie.
Yeah, me too. No 50 quids, but no money on the table, which is fine, maybe.
No 50 quids, but you might get
the
more than that in... Computer says no, Quinny. Computer says no.
Ends up there once you nudge it.
Yeah. I think that's your best bet, I think. In terms of not underselling yourself and all that stuff. But then I also think this Morella, like, he's a AAA fixture, Quinny, this Morellas. Like, if you threw him into... The only difference you'd have to change. Go on.
So this is what we've got now, right? So let's say we lock that into 270. I've now got the 220 play. So I've got a little limited Barraza to then play the likes of these fringe players that I've got, So I could play Tavon Gray in defence, 35 points. And then Alfredo Morelos, AAA in this division.
Yeah, it's because L5 so high compared to
Everaldo at 44. And then we've got Maxey, we've got Ledesma, we've got Keaton Parks. Got some good options for the final spot there.
It's not a bad team at all for 240. Obviously,
220
massively needing. 220, like massively needing the New York boys to come in clutch, but it's not impossible.
I don't think Parks was in that predicted 11, was he? For New York.
He's got to be, hasn't he?
Playing?
Yeah, Parks.
It's just all over the place. It was just all over the place.
Excuse me, I can't see how he doesn't start personally.
Yeah, he's starting in there with him. Hacking defense. Yeah, that feels all quite nailed on. So what was I weighing up there? Parks or
Morelos?
Parks or Maxey? Yeah, Parks or Maxey. 17 versus 20th. I'm going to go Maxey.
You are?
Yeah, I'm going to go Maxey in this team.
I get it.
So I'm attacking the Caps then.
Seems that way,
the Caps.
Yeah. Cap attack.
That's it.
El Cap attack.
I don't know if you have noticed this, but every time I go into lineup builder, after the goalkeeper, it keeps going to the extra spot next, and it's rather annoying.
Yeah, that is
small little hitch glitch there.
Yeah.
Do I want to take Everaldo? Do I want to take this Alfredo over Parks? But that's what I'm now thinking. Where is Parks? Yeah. So how's he been scoring? Parks is way better. He can do 70s. Can I get Parks in instead? Parks and then Maxey. 8 points. And then I'd probably go with that. Get Parks in. Parks is a bit punchier. Sorted. Right, okay. And then I've maybe got the ability to maybe throw a wee limited set 2 out there. Let me know what you think about the divisions I've played, guys, because with these teams, like, there's not much finessing, but it is more about the division they go into. I think these have got a pretty good shot at where they're going to be flying against, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I just wonder if we moved Anderson Lopez into 270 instead of Magno, that would be a much better 270. And then somebody like Lodero, a midfielder, could come into pro and such.
Yeah, I mean, you're weakening your all-star red pro team there. If that's your bread and butter, that's the thing, isn't it? What are you what would you be happy? Like, what you want to win something this weekend out of those 3 lineups is probably the All-Star Rare Pro, right? If we're being honest.
Yeah.
So you've got to, you've got to keep that as strong as you can. Daniel Cooper says, anyone heard if Chris Brady will be back? He's not on the medical bulletin for Chicago, so I think he is back personally.
That's fine.
See,
I just remember time we get giveaway cards.
Yeah, Rascal says, I just make the one strongest lineup possible, and I do tend to agree with that for sure.
Yeah, I'm all about
100%.
that too. Training teams are in. Right, okay, so I think, I'm probably quite happy with that. Good 220, a lot of fun in that team. A lot of fun in 270. And yeah, it's good firepower in 270 and All-Star Rare Pro. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I think we can probably get a semi-pro MLS team out. Oh no, we can't. We've got too many cards because the giveaway. Oh, right. So let's go and give away a card, Harry. Let's go and give away the how many limiteds do I need to give away? I need to give them both away. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I need to give them both away. Right. So we'll give away the Lewis Morgan to someone on Twitter. Okay, so you know the rules for that. So let me go and retweet picker. Retweet.
I'm just gonna feed the cat a minute.
You do that, buddy. No problem. Yeah.
Well, actually, I'll be back.
Link. Yeah, I can just hide you, Harry boy. No problem at all. Just you give me a shout when you're back, and I'm gonna go and load this up and load a tweet. Let's share this tab. Load the tweet. There we go. That's it. Viewer count. Blah de blah. Continue. All of these are in here. How many entries do we want? I just want one. Draw. Yeah, this will be the next part. Begin draw. Entries 19. Winners 1. Cool. Begin the draw. Michael R. Congratulations, my man. I'll be getting in touch with you right now. And congrats. What's your club name? St. Morgan. Now, well done. Congratulations. Thanks again to SR Monkey, of course, for the Cryptic Mick. Is that you? Cryptic Mick, well done, my man. If that is you, let me know your club name pronto. Respond to the DM if it is you. And Rascal, let me get you back on screen there as well. I'll frame myself into this, make myself a bit more comfortable, and that was brilliant. Now, guys, we've got Harry back as well. There we go. And we'll give away Cryptic Mick. I need you, if it is you that won it, I need you to let me know your club name rapid. And then we'll give away the Albert Rusnak to somebody in the live chat. Okay, so get your fingers ready, get your keyboards ready. Not thought about the question. Harry, if you've got a question, let me know. But I'll try and brainstorm one right quickly for you. And we'll try and keep it on brand. We'll give you a question in live chat. No, normally it's a number or a word or something. Okay, I've got a good one. Right, 2 seconds. Okay, cool. Now, Harry, you asked me a question earlier on. You said, Quinny, did you win that Anderson Lopez? And the answer to that is yes, I did. The Anderson Lopez I won. What is his serial number? I want the full serial number. I want the numbers / I want the full serial number. First one that we see in the chat wins the Albert Rusnak. Get going.
Get on it.
Let's see the chat flying away. And yeah, I think I'm quite well. I'm actually quite happy with those teams. I was quite worried that I wouldn't have like 2 teams I was confident in. I thought with the way the defense was going and how light I am with strikers, it might have been a bit more of a pain in the backside to get all those teams out, or to get teams out that I felt good about, But
no,
that worked out. That worked out okay, I think. Those teams are pretty decent.
Yeah, you're right. It does auto populate to the extras position, doesn't it? That's weird.
Is that happening to you?
Yeah. I thought that was a bit strange, but it is what it is.
Oh, now that question might have been a bit easy. I don't know. There's a lot of right answers. We all stick to it, of course. The first response that we had that was correct was on my screen. It was Jonathan Gargi. Congratulations, mate.
Well done, Jonathan.
I know your club name, so congratulations, mate. Send over Rusnak to you, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's big. Well done, Jonathan.
Well done, mate. Jonathan, trade, Rusnak. Boom, boom. Hope you have fun with that this game week. And if we can get these out quick enough, we'll get a semi-pro MLS team out so that we can actually do a little Sorare capital. Love it. We're going to get these. Please accept these offers rapid when I'm sending them out. And we can get that done as well. Oh, buzzing. Sorare capital got you there. Trade. Congratulations. Be sure to interact with the tweet. Once you get the card, send us a little picture of it on the tweet saying, thanks a lot. Make sure you tag SR Monkey, the patron saint of the club, of course. But let's see the rewards. If they get into your club, or when they get into your club, if they make it into a team as well, that would be lovely to see in the response to the tweet, of course, just to help spread the word of the stream and all the good stuff that happens here. And yeah, that should be with you now. Sexy Devils. Sorry, her capital. And yeah. Feeling quite good now. I'm ready for the weekend. I've got some fun football. I've got the Champions League final to watch. I've got some New York City teams to give me nightmares.
Yeah, you and me both. I've got a big Santi, hoping for a big game from him. Yeah, a couple of my boys are playing Monday night, which is never fun. I hate
Monday
when my
night
players
curse.
play Monday. Yeah, it's better than the Friday curse, obviously, but it's still a curse in some capacity. Jack says, see what you mean about the extra the extra after GK. Yeah, kind of annoying. Yeah, it is a bit weird, isn't it? I don't know why they've designed it that way. Maybe it's a bug, but it is a little strange. I can't lie.
For sure. So yeah, 25 minutes to the deadline. Lineup? I've got to done all them first. So this is maybe a strategy point, I suppose. But I've done them all as soon as the game week opened, Harry. And I'm filling them all with XP buffers. I'm not chasing. There's no pretense here. All these guys are off-season XP guys. Get them buffed, get them tripled up as quick as I can. I think that's both those offers accepted. Thanks a lot, guys. So yeah, what did you do with your training? If you want to show us that,
I'm about to do it now. To be fair, yeah, I'm just. I can show my television. Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to get the. I mean, it's tough because I've only got 5 lineups to do, and I have too many players to kind of put everyone in there. But yeah, it is a case of just filling out the cards I want buffed up as much as I can. I guess Balde will probably have to come in there in the defense. I'm close on because I didn't realize, Quinny, right? I'll show you it now. If you go into home and then go your coins and then go inventory, everyone got given a level up booster for free.
Nice.
So I've got like a unique one. I've got a super rare, and it was something to do with like, I don't know. I think you probably have them as well, right? Unless you've used them.
I've not used them. Oh, I do have them. Nice.
Yeah,
so I do.
So you're able to use them, or one each, I guess, on your team, on your players and stuff. But I've got nobody on like 9.5 yet, and I want to use my rare / super rare ones on those sort of on those levels, or like level 19 type of thing. So I've not really got anyone that I like on that right now. I've got like a couple on like 9%, like your Enzos, but if they were on 9.5, then I would definitely use the old boost on them. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that.
I'm gonna keep that up my sleeve. I like having a wee ace up, a wee ace in the hole. That's good to know.
Yeah,
nice wee. The unique one as well is expensive, so that's nice to have.
30,000 points, like for the unique one, isn't it?
Yeah,
which is
punchy, man.
Which is big, yeah.
So you're XP grinding on this team, it looks like, with Chris Brady.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of other goalies that I could get in there, but yeah, I'll probably fill it out. But it's a case of just throwing in all the boys to try and boost them up. Timber's on 13.5 right now, which is quite juicy. Yeah, where's my other goalkeepers? No game this week. Yes, we've got Bart that I do want to get bumped up because there is under 21 games coming up, of course.
Yeah.
Who should we bump up here? Quest is close-ish. We'll get Nico. We'll throw in Super Nico. Enzo. Cherky needs some boosting. See, I was annoyed when I first got my Cherky. He was on like 2%, and it just like really pissed me off. I can't lie. So like, I'm happy that he's at like a respectable 6 right now.
Yeah, I was like with a few guys as well, like Dyson Maeda and Kyogo. I recently traded some of those guys in. They were on 2% right away. And Memphis Depay, when I brought him back to the team, mate, it was on like nothing.
Oh,
I was like, oh no, yeah.
I can't look at it. It's horrible. Yeah, it really pisses me off. I can't lie. Costa's full 10%, so he's useless going in, which is a good problem to have, I guess. And yeah, it's just a case of filling out these extra spots. We'll go Cuesta 29. Reinders probably could do with a little boosty.
What do you think about this? What do you think about this one, Harry, from Owen Davis?
Go
He's
on.
just sold Hanny, who gets all the fanny, Mukhtar,
Ooh.
thinking of picking up a Hands for next season.
The God, the Lord. I mean, yeah, if you want to play Europe, I mean, yeah, obviously you're going to need to go out and get yourself a Hanny replacement in the European leagues. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. Vanaken wasn't as good as he usually is, you know, in terms of SO5 scoring, as far as I'm aware, the last year. But, you know, that's not to say that he won't be next year. I don't know the price point of him, so it's hard for me to really say. But
if Cockchu goes to Benfica, does he have the potential to... I've made jokes before, right, about Callum McGregor maybe, you know, replacing Lord Hands, as it were, because I just thought AA is probably there for him, Celtic and all the rest of it. But Cockchu does have a lot of Sorare cult following already. And if he goes to Benfica and continues all this kind of form he's been doing, the cat's causing chaos for Harry. Then does Cockchu actually have the potential to go on and be King Cockchu, like properly at Benfica, and overrule Hands in that sense, or take on the throne from Hands? So Bruges to be good next year, says Bouncy as well, of course. So lots of going on in there. I like Hands. I think he's pretty solid. It depends on what your play is, I guess. Jersey Mint Hatate too. Nice. Level 19. Getting my K-League jersey in August or September. Love it. Is that a joke?
Mayhem.
Hey, that's cool, man.
Cat's causing mayhem. Mickey said a funny, what did he say? Do you have any card long enough to reach level 19, Harry? Mickey, I will have you know, have a max level Florentino Luis Super Rare.
Do you know, mate, I was looking at Florentino Luis Super Rare because he's got a Getafe card that marries in.
Yeah, he does.
Getafe cards.
I have a couple. Layson's not fully maxed out, but Flo is, which is nice. Costa is. Yeah, there's not. Yeah, Costa is. Fofana's close. Enzo's close. Yeah, no, I've only got one super maxed and then one rare maxed, which is enough for now.
So let's see what I've got. Who do I want to be boosting?
You must have loads.
I've went to level 17 and above.
Okay.
So a few guys that are punching right close to it. Got a few guys maxed out. Let's look at maxed out, level 20s. That's what everyone wants to see. Level 20s. Robbo, Soler, Nameka, Oblak, Wirtz, Isaka, Tani, Trubin, Ferran, Jordan. That's all right, isn't it?
Some nice players there for sure. Really nice.
Just off
this cat's doing my boxing, I can't lie.
don't go Kurt Zuma on us, Harry boy, whatever you do.
Kurt trades.
Fab Rom just gave the here we go on Cockchu.
Really? Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's a good move. It is a good move for him on paper. He's pumped on Sorare as well in terms of price, as you can obviously imagine.
That's a god move from Feyenoord to Benfica when you're worrying about Feyenoord to like Brighton or something, you know.
Yeah, no, it is. It's kind of as perfect as you could, paint it out to be, I guess. Yeah, no, it's really, it is really, really good. Fair play. Really good move.
Look forward to it. Buzzing for it.
Yeah, we're nearly there. Nearly at the deadline.
I think once you've got all them plugged in, Harry, I'm plugged in. I think everyone else is plugged in. I've got a little bit of Road to Glory effort. We can maybe get some giveaway action on. I'll wait till you finish your training lineups and then we'll throw them out.
Yeah.
And then we'll go get stuck into this game week weekend, because it all seems to be happening, really, all my teams as well, late, also MLS based, late Saturday night over here in the UK. Champions League finals Saturday night as well. So it feels like maybe tonight and tomorrow will be a wee bit non-football-y time, which will maybe be good for all you guys, catching up with family, friends, and everything else in between. Going outside, as we say in the Sorare community, we're going outside for a day or so, and then we'll be back inside, of course, watching all the good football.
100%. I'm just going to throw in
Wow. Phil Neville now an assistant at the Canadian national team.
Jesus.
What a climb down, eh?
That does not surprise me in the slightest, though.
Going from England, so couldn't get a job. England women national team boss, and like, I took them to the World Cup and how great a coach am I. Enter Miami, can he get them to kick a ball, even though they've got 5 DPs all the time. And now he's a Canada assistant manager.
I think Phil Neville would get into Miami relegated with Miami, even though you can't even get relegated. is the type of manager we're seeing there. And I'm not saying I could do better, but there is some.
This is a good one from Parrot Press. Stuver versus Tyler Mirror is Stuver all day for me. What do you think, Harry boy? Have you got an opinion?
Yeah, Stuver seems a little bit more stable in that sense, score-wise, in the team as well as Austin. Yeah, I would probably go Stuver as well, personally.
What do you think about this MLS team? I should maybe swap the defender out. Hey, Ymar away at Charlotte isn't great, as I'm looking at that.
No, I think that's decent. Yeah,
you think it's decent?
Yeah. I think you'll do well there. Just mop up.
What defenders do we have? Anyone better? But Kai Wagner away. Nah. Boxall. No, not Boxall. Sorry, Brooks Lennon at home to DC. Could I fit him in? How much is he worth? 55? Nah, he's too expensive. I wonder if there's anyone. Jack Kessler. I don't think Kessler was on to play, was he? I didn't see him.
No, I didn't see his name there, actually.
Yeah, I'll probably just leave Ymar there. Ymar's solid. We all love a bit of Ymar. So I've got that common team out, which I think is a pretty, I don't think it gets much better. Rui Diaz up front for Seattle, Lucho and Thiago in midfield, Burkey in goals. Like I really do like the MLS stuff for fantasy, because MLS is a league for fantasy for me, the way it's been built. And basically we'll just be putting in Captain Tallis on top of that, So if Magno does start and if Magno does bang in a 70 or something, this will be on for a card again, and we'll have another giveaway card to throw in there on top of the Ilinic that we've already won to give away as well. What do you think about that, Harry? Has it got a shot?
Yeah, it's got a shot, mate. Yeah, 100% it has a shot. If Magno obviously bangs, there's some nice matchups there outside of those. Outside of his matchup, definitely.
Top 200 is all we're after, eh? And I think all those guys could hit big, no problem at all.
100%. Mickey says, have you found out what division you're in next season, Harry? Yeah, I think we're in is it Adadal East or West? One of the two.
Great spot. I'm going to put Lennon in, by the way. Guys have spotted I had balance. So I think I'll trade Ymar for Brooks, because I think Brooks could get an assist, no problem.
Big Brooks Lennon.
So how many points I have then? Actually 59. So we could take Miazga. We could take Richie Larea. Nah, I think Brooks Lennon's the best shout, eh? Who else is there? Just double check. Yeah, let's take Brooks. Done. Great shout, by the way. Chat, love yous. Great shout. Charlotte stink. I have their goal. Yeah, but their goalkeeper stinking doesn't help my defence. Oh, Brooks Lennon just goes straight in. Love that. And yeah, we'll keep Rui Diaz over Magno in the common team. So the common team could do well, I think. I've got high XP on this Almada, 4% buffer, and with a goalkeeper. I've had these guys since day one, and Lucho, 3%. So I've got good differentials. If they do bang, I should be above most of the pack, So that's good for the road to glory. We like that, And I think here's probably done the same trade for us automatically. Sorare, by the way. This is, that's quality of life, that adjustment there, isn't it? Didn't even need to come in and check it. And also it's only Magno that gets the XP bonus here. But yeah, buzzing for that. 13 minutes to deadline. We've got some road to glory entries. We've got some podium dangerous efforts. We've got some fun punts alongside. And we've got some XP chasers. Harry Trades is going after some XP and under 23s and Cap 240 chasing some 50 quid as well.
Yeah,
with some good
and
teams
the 200
as well.
quid. And the 200.
Aye. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah,
it's Cap
the old
240 super.
Nishikawa. Yeah, no, I'm excited. Should be good. Like it's weird. Like I don't mind this. Like I enjoy the summer, but like because there's just I don't know. I'm kind of finding myself like wanting the Friday games, even though they're a curse. But I know they're not good for me. So yeah, we'll take it slow this weekend. Obviously, I've only got 15 players playing effectively, and yeah, we'll just see what happens with that. Aguero clips. Have you discovered any championship under 23s for next season? I have.
Ooh.
Cat doing a bit of a madness again. Cat, get down, please.
I've just realised I can do a throwaway 220 Super Harry with 4 outfielders that will play, or maybe will play. I don't know. We'll see. That's all right. To throw out there as well. That's another big entry.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Why not?
Why not? Let's get it out there. Sorry,
Why not?
just thought I'd squeeze.
Oh yeah, we got.
for the
Of
deadline.
course, we got international. Yeah, I keep forgetting there's international next week, which is just great because that means more teams. But yeah, I do have quite a few, championship under 23s. I'm eyeing up and have already, like Bazunu, and there's a couple of players already, entered the gallery. A couple of Leeds boys. I'm hoping a few of my fringe Premier League youngsters get, moved to the champ and on loan and whatever. So yeah, there's definitely things to speak about. I'll definitely get a little video out for that. But yeah, no, there is a few players flying around on my radar.
Yeah, it's going to be good fun. And the pandemonium is just going to begin, and it's just going to be good quality from start to finish. Like, feels like there's a lot more on the up and up now, eh?
Yeah, it does, mate. Especially with all this extended coverage and whatever. We'll definitely have to do some streams for the games. I know we mentioned it in the video yesterday, but under 21 sort of game streams, which will be fun. Especially like, Aguero says Moran's link with the champ. His price has gone up quite a bit. Yeah, that's one of the ones I was, alluding to. Andrew Moran. Quinny, remember that super rare I bought from Brighton?
No,
I bought a super rare Andrew Moran. He's like Evan Ferguson's like long lost brother, basically. Both play up front for Brighton, obviously, but like different physical sort of specimens, I guess. Moran's a bit quicker and smaller and whatever. But yeah, I bought this card when the Premier League literally was launched, and he's since signed a 7-year deal with Brighton or something stupid on the same day as Evan Ferguson. And there's links to like Stoke and Swansea on loan next year for him, which I think he just rip it up, to be fair, because he's frightening. Like, he's a really good player, like young kid. He's made his Premier League debut and stuff, not really scored well or anything. But to be fair, the 2 of 10, I think Flo State's a Brighton fan, and I'm pretty sure he bought the 2 of 10, which was so there we go. So he bought the 2 of 10. 23 hours ago on auction. I'm sure you'll be after my 1 of at some point, which won't be happening.
Those 1-offs have got some premium on them now, eh?
100%.
Super level.
At super level, but I had a message about my Euro Reds 1 of little collection here that I've got listed. Well, I've got 4 of them. And somebody messaged me about the goalkeeper, and I was like, yeah, I'd like to sell them as a package, realistically, to be fair, just because there's no point. If I sell the keeper, I might as well sell the other 3 because they're useless for me, realistically, in terms of SO5. They're just there for the collection bonus. But I'd definitely sell them. Like, if like somebody wanted to come in and offer me something. Well, I had a Discord message about that, and he was like, yeah, I'll get back to you and stuff. So we'll see what happens with that. But there is definitely a premium on them all for sure. I have the Yari 1 of 10, which is nice, even though he's dead right now. It's all things are looking up for sure.
Excellent. Well, I hope everyone's had fun with the stream today. I know me and Harry have had an absolute blast. I wish you all the best and luck this weekend. I hope you're all exactly 0.1 points behind me, having a great time. Well done again to all the competition winners. Thanks again to SR Monkey for supporting the cause, supporting the channel, supporting the content. Patron saint of the club. Fist bump to you again, mate. Thanks very much for that. And be sure to check out the under 21s. We said that at the beginning of the video, Harry. It is Euro under 21, but it is really Euro under 23 when you look at it. Make sure to check that out on Harry's channel. And there's lots of content from myself, Harry, and everyone else, of course, out there. I hope you enjoy it all and you get stuck into it. And have a good one. Harry boy, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, been a pleasure. Thank you for having me. And all you guys at home or wherever you are, massive good luck for this weekend.